welcome you all, and with very profound significance and a deep sense of gratitude towards all present in this August gathering, a hearty welcome to all of you to the 13th CSR and ESG Summit being organized by CSR Times. The theme which we have for our CSR and ESG Summit is the role of responsible businesses for Inclusive Bharat. And we have seen over the years, CSR has evolved from being just an act of giving to the way of doing business. And this we are going to be today appreciating, recognizing as we present the CSR Times Awards and the ESG Awards.
Together, CSR and ESG are not just acronyms. They are commitments to humanity. This year, the response has been overwhelming. We have many new companies joining us for the first time, alongside our long-standing partners. That tells us something about CSR and ESG, which are no longer optional. They are becoming the very DNA of responsible business.
CSR today needs no explanation. India is the only nation that has a CSR law in place. It has happened because the country unitedly backs the effort of corporate India, civil society India, and all of our distant communities in the remotest parts of our nation who believe that corporates and civil society conjointly, together, can actually meaningfully transform the lives of those who are underserved, marginalized, distant from development.
And I would now like to request and invite our Chief Guest, Shri Pramod Boroji, the Honourable Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha, a very distinguished parliamentarian from Assam.
This particular initiatives, which is mentioned that in 2013 there is the law passed by the Parliament for 2% of CSR, and today you have added the environment, social and governance, three very important area that need to be intervened. In government, we have vision, we have mission, we have machineries, everything. But after 79 years of independence, still we see some area which still we could not reach out. And as CSR, there is flexibility. You can work anywhere, in any place, in any issue, any agenda, any matters. So I see some area where we need to urgently intervene.
So I would now like to invite Dr. Vibha Dhawan, who has dedicated her career to advancing science-led solutions for sustainable development.
In today's geopolitical conditions, we all are struggling where the energy is going to come, what is going to be the cost of energy, and the institute was established as a not-for-profit autonomous research institute. The role businesses can play in forward-looking, in providing a vision, whatever little can be done by them. Let's not leave everything to the government.
So starting, ladies and gentlemen, with the very first award. This is a panel discussion which holds the topic of how CSR can drive deep science innovations across the country.
How are we helping the entrepreneurs to realize their vision, right, from idea to product, etc.? If you can, and what kind of supports that we provide?
Sure.
Yeah.
So we do several things for our entrepreneurs. The challenge for young, scientists who really want to be entrepreneurs is, there is a lack of, there's a lack of money for them to build their products out, right? Something that works in lab, right? So it's under ideal conditions. Can you build it? Can you scale it out? Can you manufacture it for real world conditions? Will it work in the climate that we have today? Will it work in dusty conditions? So those are the challenges, right? So it ranges all the way from product engineering to, product design to testing, certification, and so on.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now have the panel discussion on how do we continue to be contributing towards shaping the inclusive Viksit Bharat, the role of responsible businesses, the role of all of you towards shaping inclusive Bharat. We discuss with our panelists.
When CSR was mandated, SBI came up with a strategic decision to go with SBI Foundation to carry out systematic programs, long-term CSR projects beyond charity and donations that were done earlier. So in that direction, we have been partnering with a lot of NGOs across India, especially grassroots NGOs which are based in remote locations. And we have been implementing significant projects across all thematic areas of development and carrying forward the legacy of the bank to serve the nation and to serve the nation beyond banking also.
So would like to now invite Her Excellency Ms. Sena Latif, the Ambassador of the Republic of Romania to India. Her Excellency Ms. Sena Latif.
In Romanian, we have a proverb that says, "Omul sfințește locul." It is people who give value to a place. And this reminds us that true progress is not created by building technologies or financial success alone, but by the people like the ones who are present here today, whose integrity, vision, and commitment transform the communities and improve the lives. When we speak about the friendship between Romania and India and the European Union and India and many partners, but also when we speak of the activities you make in your companies. And this, I think, is a deeply rooted concept in India that I've come to learn in the almost past 2 years that I'm here. And I think it also shows why CSR is so deeply rooted in Indian, not just companies, but also legislation that I learned and many of the activities of the Parliament and of the society of the NGOs.
I now request His Excellency Mr. Juan Rolando Angelo Monsalve, the Ambassador of the Republic of Chile to India.
In our country, in Chile, we have one particular entity called the Commission for the Financial Market. The origins of this commission can be traced until the 19th century, but it is operating since the last decades in a current format. This commission controls the operations of all financial entities in Chile and has incorporated in its mandate the obligation for all enterprises to include in their annual public reports information, not only information, but above all metrics on about the corporate social responsibility actions.
And now I invite Air Marshal VPS Ranaji, PVSM, VSM, retired, our esteemed jury member of the CSR Times.
It's a real, true nation building, so to say, in many, many ways, whether it is employment generation or it is creating the entrepreneurship or the livelihood or even honoring your heritages, helping your armed forces, every which way, the entire schedule that is there is a complete framework of the development as a nation.
मैं सीएसआर टाइम्स को बहुत सारा धन्यवाद करना चाहता हूं, इनका अभिनंदन करना चाहता हूं कि इन्होंने लगातार इंक्लूसिव भारत की कल्पना जो माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने की, या हमारे समाज में जिस तरह के हमारे सांस्कृतिक सभ्यतागत इतिहास में जिस तरह से इंक्लूसिव भारत की कल्पना की गई थी, उस इंक्लूसिव भारत के निर्माण में समाज के ऐसे श्रेष्ठी वर्ग का योगदान क्या हो और किस तरह से एक सामूहिक संकल्प के नाते हम सब लोग अपने भारत को विकसित भारत, इंक्लूसिव भारत, ऐसा भारत बना सकते हैं। वो उस भारत के भविष्य पर विचार करने के लिए, उस भारत के भविष्य पर चिंतन करने के लिए सब लोग एकत्रित हुए। वो उस दिन का भारत होगा जब भारत स्वतंत्रता के 100 साल पूरे कर चुका होगा। स्वतंत्रता जिसको लाखों कुर्बानियों के बाद में अर्जित किया, और आज जब भारत उस मुकाम पर आकर के खड़ा हुआ है, धीरे 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 प्रगति करते हुए, कि हमारी पीढ़ी के पास में यह सौभाग्यपूर्ण अवसर है जब हम जो कुछ भी न्यूनताएं रह गई, जो किया जा सकता था, जो हम नहीं कर पाए, जो कुछ भारत हासिल कर सकता था, क्यों नहीं कर पाया, इस पर विचार करने का विषय नहीं है। जो कुछ हासिल कर सकता था, कौन उसके लिए दोषी है, इसके ऊपर भी आज छीटाकशी करने का अवसर नहीं है। जो हासिल कर सकता था वो नहीं कर पाया। हमारी पीढ़ी पर यह जिम्मेदारी है कि इस अमृत काल में जब 75 वर्ष से 100 वर्ष तक की यात्रा पूरी हो, हम उन सारी न्यूनताओं को पूरा करके उनके सपनों का भारत और भविष्य के भारत का निर्माण कर सकें।
माननीय मंत्री जी से मैं निवेदन करना चाहूंगी कि कुछ पुरस्कारों को भी हमारे यहाँ पर विजेताओं को देकर सम्मानित करें। I would like to invite our esteemed guest speaker, His Excellency, Mr. Gajendra Singh, the High Commissioner, Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
So this is quite a revelation to me in terms of how you operate, the incredible work that you're doing, but more importantly, the benchmark that you are laying down to make sure that the organization functions effectively and responsibly. So I am happy to be here to learn. I will take this message back to my government, and I hope that others around the world will see fit to organize their own CSR.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, inviting our next esteemed speaker, someone who brings in decades of experience, expertise, distinguished former IAS officer of the Odisha cadre, Mr. Surendranath Tripathi.
With 44,000 crores of money being channelized by intelligent minds who know how to make money, because in government we are trained how to invest money. At times even waste it. But if you know how to make money, you know how to use it fruitfully for making India a Viksit Bharat, not by running your own corporates profitably, but also using the CSR money profitable for the growth of this nation.
And ladies and gentlemen, for further creating impact at scale, more initiatives are being taken by CSR Times to brief you on the CSR certification courses and then the various verticals of CSR Times. I would like to invite now Ms. Shabnam Asthana, the Executive Editor, CSR Times.
Through our multifaceted platform, we offer a 360-degree exposure to the social sector and the corporate landscape. The CSR Times magazine, all of you are holding a copy of it today, is India's flagship publication covering corporate social responsibility, highlighting best practices, visionary leadership, and real impact across the nation. Summits and CSR Times Awards, all of you are a part of it today, a prestigious platform where we recognize, honor, and celebrate the trailblazers who are making measurable changes in society. Global Council and Synergies, through specialized verticals like NGO Synergic, Impact Synergic, and the Global Council for ESR and Sustainability, we foster strategic partnerships that unite NGOs, PSUs, and corporates under one umbrella. Media and knowledge outreach. From CSR Times podcasts, conversations that can create change, and webinars to dedicated media partnerships, we ensure that impactful stories and insights reach decision makers everywhere.
We would also like to bring to you some of the initiatives and new initiatives जो नई पहल CSR Times ले रहा है उनके बारे में भी आपको जानकारी देना चाहेंगे. And to brief us on this, I would like to invite Shri Ravi Shankar ji, the Director CSR Times.
An important area of work which we are launching, which is the NGO rating. Basically, you have ratings of credit ratings of various companies, various financial instruments. And when a company goes to acquire another company, or if you evaluate a particular company, you always look at what are the financials, you do a legal due diligence, you do a financial due diligence, and you also look at the various risks associated with that company. And also you have the credit rating of the various financial instruments of the company. So since morning we are talking about CSR has now become an investment, strategic investment. CSR is becoming a major investment which is actually triggering the growth of the country. So there is the CSR itself is maturing and is really going towards a strategic investment space. So given that, a rating of relevance as well as credibility is something which is important.
I invite now Ms. Vatika Singh, the Head Strategic Partnership, CSR Times, to kindly propose a formal vote of thanks.
We are deeply grateful to our partners whose support has made this summit possible. Our sincere thanks to NTPC, our co-sponsor, our associate partners SECI, SJVN, THDC India Limited, Bank of India, BPCL, LIC, REC Limited, Engineers India Limited, HPCL, and NHPC. We also thank our Deep Science Innovation Partner, Foundation for Science, Innovation and Development, FSID, IISc Bangalore. On behalf of CSR Times, thank you for your trust, participation, and continued support. We look forward to welcoming you again next year.
We are from Primary Healthcare Foundation, and the organization itself have a mission that, the primary healthcare is at the base, and that is the foundation of the entire healthcare system, and it has to be at the core. We talk about the Sustainable Development Goal. We talk about the universal health access. Unless until you don't focus on your foundation, unless and until you don't strengthen your foundation, you're not able to get the SDG and universal. It will be just on paper, and it will be a far-reaching dream.
I believe we are in our 10th year, and I would say transparency, trust, and transformation are the key reasons. People trust us. They've been trusting us for the last 10 years. And because of transparency, we've been able to get donation year after year. I don't have to, ask for donation from people.